Hey folks, Dave back here. I'm going to slip in one more video here before I hit the sack so I can be up at 5 to catch that plane in the morning as I head out to play.con 25. I think I have everything packed up. I'm going to do one more sweep here before I head upstairs, make sure I have everything. And and then away we go. Again, I'm just still anxious about getting on the plane. Not about the plane, but just getting on the plane. Finding the terminal, making sure I have everything and making sure that, I just get on there, if you will. A funny story is so I have this little, over the shoulder, like a little briefcase type of thing. I don't know what you want to call it, a little satchel. And so that's where I'm putting all my personal stuff in, my medications and chargers and iPad, whatever, so I can have that with me. And I said, well, I haven't gone through this in a while. That's the one that I take to the hockey rink. So I took everything out and I was looking under things and I found like a whole bunch of cough drops that have been in there for years and some had melted. So I'm cleaning it all up. And so I start packing it up with the stuff for the trip. And I said, well, let me check all the zippered pockets. So I'm going through the zippered pockets and I'm making sure that there's nothing else in there because I want it to be as light as possible. And I opened the back zipper pocket and I put my hand in and I pulled out a Ziploc bag. And in that Ziploc bag, I had a couple of my anxiety pills. And I put them in there many, many months ago, many years ago. And they were all crushed. And it was a powder. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, what would have happened if I got to the airport and they went through that and they pulled that out and there's a baggie with powder in it. Oh my gosh, that's all I need. So luckily I found it. I mean, of course, if they tested it, they would have found out it wasn't anything illegal. But it's just the idea that, oh man, this is not how I want to start the day at the airport. So luckily I did find it. I just threw it away. It's no good now because the pills are crushed. But yeah, that's how close I was to a disaster. I remember when I went the last time I really flew. I think I was out in Vegas, and my old podcast host come out from San Francisco. And so her and her husband come out and, me and my wife were out there. We all met and we went to the gun range and we were doing some shooting at the gun range. And she told me that when she got back home to San Francisco, she was cleaning out her purse and one of the casings of the gun had landed in her purse. And somehow they didn't pick it up at the airport. So she got on the plane with a gun casing. And I was like, oh man, no, it was just the back end. But it's just the idea that's like, oh man, you don't want to mess around with stuff like that. So anyway, let's go overhead here. What do I got going on here today? So I'm just going to do a little bit of chatting here while I unbox some things. Just kind of saying hi before I hit the sack. So there we go. So this is what I got. The brick come in the mail. So what do I have here? I have 1973 baseball. Hope you can see that. 1973 baseball. And again, this is payoff pitch. And again, I ordered a bunch of basketball from Joe, and I did get one baseball. Every now and then I get a baseball and chip away at it. So we're just going to unbox the baseball here today, or unpack it, if you will. It's already been unboxed. And we're just going to start putting this away as I do. And I like to do the American League first and then do the National League second. This is kind of how I do it. Now, the only problem right now is I haven't had a chance to corner them. And the corners, oh man, they are sharp. They are so sharp. These corners are so sharp. All right, so let's start with the American League first, and then we'll move on to the National League. So let me just slide this over here, and we'll start laying out our American League teams. And again, I am going to put on the gloves because these things do dry out your hands. Pro tip, when getting payoff pitch or bank shot basketball, you really do want to wear gloves because for some reason, when you first start handling these cards, it just dries everything out. Not going to lie. It's just kind of how it works. All righty. So, what do I want to do with the National League? Well, we'll find out. So we have Baltimore. I'm going to do my best to try to figure out what is American and what is national. So I'm taking that. Oh, it does say A on there. Okay, never mind. It does say A. And then we're going to get Detroit. And then we have Kansas City, and then Milwaukee, Minnesota, New York. And now we have some National League stuff here. So let me put my National League over here. All the National Leagues. That's just how I do it. It's just so much easier just starting off with American and National League. As Chris comes by. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Saw the new catalog come out, so I was looking through that. I'm tempted to get the I'm trying to think what it is. Let me see if I can fix that light a little bit. What was that? I wonder if this will be any better. Would that be any better if I so I don't get the glare? Would that be any better? Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Um, I was looking at one of your oh, I forget what season it was. I don't know if it was one of the Mexican leagues or something like that, but it had some really cool names, and I was like, oh, I might have to get that season. So I got to go back and look at that catalog when I get back from Colorado. I'll look into that a little bit more. Um, so again, just kind of sorting out here what I like to do. If you guys are just going to hang out for a few, Kansas City. Boy, there's really not a lot of American League teams here, which is not too bad actually. Might get done sorting. Oh, here's oh, my phone picked up something. It's like, oh, here's the standings for the American Leagues. I don't need the standings. All right, Texas, and now I'm back to National League, and then I'm back to Oakland. What did I do with my Oakland? Here's Oakland. More Oakland. I opened up what it was one of the bank shot basketball season. I think it was 79-80, right? And it ended up like things were almost sorted. It was just like, 5, 6 guys in a row for each team. I was like, oh man, I sorted that so fast. It was so great. I was like, oh man, I like that. So again, 73 is a little bit before I started following baseball. Not gonna lie, I don't know much about 73, but it's one that I didn't have, and it just kind of fills out the 70s for me. So here's National League. Denny Doyle was with Philadelphia. I did not know that. And back to the American League. Bob Montgomery. So this is going to be kind of again, this will be a different season for me just because I don't really know a ton of the people here like I do later in the 70s, if you will. Well, this one kind of sorts out kind of nice, actually. This is going pretty quick. Well, at least the American Leagues. A lot of less teams, Is that good to see you? Is that I'm not up on all my lingo here, but I would think that would be good to see you. Either that or that's maybe a beer. Is that a new kind of beer or something? GTSY? Joe Rudy. I love Joe Rudy. That's probably why I got this. So I can play the Billy North. Oh, Billy North. Oh, don't talk to Mike Canistrari about Bill North. It will not end well. He was trying to show me History Maker baseball, and I don't know if Bill North was on base or Bill North was at the plate, but I tried to bunt in the second inning, and I guess that's not allowed in History Maker baseball, according to Mike. And I still give him crap about that to this day, and I probably will forever because that's what we do, right? Is he try to sit down and be the nice guy and show me the game, and he's like, you can't be bunting with Bill North in the first inning with a guy on base. And I forget if the guy was on. I hit a triple, I think, and then I was going to try to squeeze him in. He's like, you can't do that. I was like, what do you mean? It's my game. I can do that. Oh, too funny. So Mike's out there. Hopefully I'll catch up with him tomorrow. We'll figure out what's going on. And so Ron was trying to sound cool. Ron McGrath says, yeah. Oh, I'm bringing the Striper shirt to Colorado, Marlon. The Striper shirt is packed. And it said to dress for the mid 80s. So I'm going to wear my Striper shirt, right? I'm dressing for the mid 80s. So that will be making its way out there. I'm not sure when I'll wear it because I do have to wear my digital to dice stuff. Boy, look at all the National League guys here. Holy cow. National League, National League, National League. Do I ever get back to the American League? There we go. So that is packed and ready to go. I still love these cards here. I love. Oh, what is this? What is this? Okay. No, this is new. This is new. Okay, this is different. Okay, so these cards are different than my other team cards. Okay, hang on. So this is weird. So this is my. Uh oh. So what do we got going on here? So that's the 76 to 73. Is it giving you the? What is different here? What is different? Range is A to F. Errors 5 to that. 5 to 1. So it's giving me the out on range and the out on the error. That is weird. I've never seen that. This card is very different than anything I've seen. So I don't know. Oh, this is the 2020 card. So it's an older card than this. So maybe that's how they used to do it. So I think I'm just going to look over here, right, for your range and your error. And I'm just going to ignore the outs and just kind of play it like I normally do. Is that how we're going to have to do this? It's Brooks Robinson, 36 years old. Brooks Robinson, if you will. We'll slide some cards over here, try to get them on the into the camera here, if you will. That is weird. It's laid out. Yeah, but there's extra stuff on there. There's a whole range of outs now in that section. So it's just kind of very, very different. So I stumbled on that for a second. So hopefully I'll be able to make some sense of it. And I have all my National League teams over here. Combined totals. Oh my gosh, I don't like the combined totals. Someday I'll probably use them, but right now I don't use combined totals. Here's another card. Yeah, see, these are just weird because it's the outs. That's what it is. It's the outs that are messing me up, if you will. All right, so let's continue on here. So here's my National League. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that off to the side and get it out of the way. So let's grab another stack. I got a lot of stacks over here. Oh boy, I need to cut that. And that is Oakland. Yeah, I like the newer ones better. These are really busy. Those team cards are just really busy. They're very busy. Oh, I finally unboxed the 23-24 basketball set, and I went through that last night. Holy cow. There's way more players on each team than the 70s and the 80s. It was really nuts. Who was it? Oh, I got Lou Brock here. I can't wait to play Lou Brock, St. Louis, 34 years old. Memphis Grizzlies in that year, if you can believe it, they had over 30 players. 30 players. Holy smokes, that's a lot of basketball players for a team with the 5 on the whatever the court at the time. Park Jerry. There we go. Montreal. There we go. But yeah, I was like, man, because I like to corner the teams, but whew, I don't know. If I don't play that team, I don't know if I'm going to corner 30 guys on a single basketball team. It's like, you got to be kidding me. That's just so many guys. In fact, I was talking to Vinny. He didn't believe me. Vinny's like, what are you talking about, 30 guys? So I took a screenshot of Basketball References. It says 30 guys. Look at them all. And he was like, yeah, you are correct. So that team's got 30 players on it that I'm going to have to, if I decide to play them, is card them. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. There's a handful of teams I want to play. I got it because it was, he just got back in stock with some of the stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. So yeah, see, here's the, look at the difference here between Fenway 76 and Fenway 73. They're very, very different. Obviously, I like these better for the color coordinated things. The wheelhouse being green, the errors being red. So, yeah, so I guess it's just an old school card versus a new school card. And it's Carlton Fisk 26. And there you go. And Boston again, and California. Chuck Brinkman of Chicago. There we go. Cleveland, Detroit. Cookie Rojas. I think my former pastor said that he used to deliver mail to Cookie Rojas's house. So I think he lived out in Kansas City. These are all national. They stick to the gloves here. But it's keeping my hands from getting dry. I'm telling you, I would go to bed and my hands would be cracking. They were so dry. So when I did the gloves, it's like, yep, so much better. I don't care how they look. It's about keeping my hands from getting ridiculously dry. It just sucks the moisture out. It's kind of weird. It's just a very dry paper that they use. And Yankee Stadium, more National League. And here we go. All right, so here's another big stack here. A lot of guys here. Do I want to be a latex salesman? Not really. But then again, I don't. Again, it's after doing this, I've ordered a lot of payoff pitch and bank shot basketball in the last several months to just get smart about it. That's all. I just want to be smart about it. Bill Campbell with Minnesota. How about that? I could probably tighten that up just a smidge. Thurman Munson with the Yankees. Alou and Abbott. I thought Abbott was he was with like one of the expansion teams, right? He was with either Seattle or Toronto, I thought. I think it might have been Seattle. Right? And Milwaukee is over here. And Texas is here. And we have more National League. And then we have Anaheim. I don't like these. I really don't. I don't like these at all. They're usable. They're not terrible, but I really, really don't like them, Marlon says release the Kraken. Yeah, well, what we're doing right now is just kind of sorting cards out. And I wanted to get this done before I left because after this, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to crash. See if I can get in bed because I always get to bed after 1 o'clock. And if I got to get up at 5, I'm going to be exhausted if I don't get to sleep till after 1 tonight. So if I can get this done, that'll be one less thing I have to worry about while I'm on the road. And this is actually the last one. This should be the last one for a while. Because I do have a lot of cards now. And I can say when Joe, shuts down and then opens up again, I like to grab them while I can. Like ST said, grab them while you can. All right, so these are all National League till we get the combined totals. And now we're back. John Gamble. John Gamble, Detroit. And New York. And then back to the National League real quick. And we got the Royal Stadium. We got a blank card. And then we have Baltimore again. Buddy Hunter of the Red Sox. I don't know Buddy Hunter, but Buddy Hunter will be probably getting here on the channel, I would imagine. Big boss man, Dick Bossman. He's the big boss man. And again, I'm not really familiar with a ton of these guys, but we'll have some fun with it. We'll get them on the channel. And again, this pretty much rounds out the 70s for me. Dave Parker. There's some names I recognize here. Now we're back to combined totals. Jim Cat. Oh, I didn't know Jim Cat played on a couple different teams. Wow, these corners are really, they really stick you. They really do when you're sorting out. That's why as soon as I'm done cornering them, it's so nice. Rick Miller was with Boston. I remember Rick Miller. I always liked Rick Miller. Sandy Alomar is coming out. Sandy Alomar with California. Look at that right on the top. Let me try to sort these out a little bit. Is that the wife coming home? She went to a cookout outside today. You know how hot it is outside right now? Like, what are you, nuts? Oh, that's National League. Oh, I wonder how many Chicago National Leagues I put in that pile. Probably quite a bit. So I imagine I'll be sorting that out and collecting all the wrong ones out of there. I forgot that I have 2 Chicagos. And back to combined totals. And now back to American League. They are very sharp. See, they're so thick. That's the thing. It's like when you get a strat card, they're so thin it doesn't bother you. But these cards are so thick that they do get you, and they do get you good. Especially when you're trying to do this, you're trying to sort them and tighten them up, Terry Crowley, I remember him. I've been playing a lot of Baltimore in my replays. Ray Culp, I don't know. Now we have Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, couple of Kansas City. John Vukovic. I didn't know there was a John Vukovic. I know there was a Pete, but I didn't know there was a John. Rob Gardner. Don't know him. And now we're back to National League. And then we've got some more combined totals. Boy, there's a lot of movement here in 73. I didn't think there was that much movement. Charlie Moore. Is that the Charlie Moore? It might be. They are very sharp. Yes, they are. So we're back over to here. So now let's just kind of scroll through like this, kind of get towards the end real quick. So there's that. Combined totals. Now we're back to American League. Only a few more piles to go. And then the National League goes so much faster because it's just National League. Three Rivers Stadium. Back to Baltimore and Boston. And Lynn McLaughlin. Don't know Lynn McLaughlin. Amos Otis, right? It is the Charlie Moore that I'm thinking of. Are these the droids I'm looking for? Harmon Killebrew, 37 years old. What I like to do sometimes, Ray Foss, when I play some of these older seasons, I'm not really familiar with anybody. I just like to play the old guys. I find the guys that maybe didn't make it into the years that I followed baseball and play them. And it's just fun playing an older guy. And it's like, oh, this is kind of cool playing, a guy that's like late 30s, early 40s. That's just kind of fun. Well, we got 2 Memorial Stadium, Busch Stadium, then Boog Powell, right? Dwight Evans was 22. Marty Patton, I think he went to Kansas City, right? Frank Robinson with California, that I don't remember. Bernie Allen. Reggie Jackson, there he is. There's Reggie. That's the one I was looking for. Reggie Jackson, very nice. And I just kind of zip through these right to the end until I get to combined totals. That's actually a faster way of doing it. And now Detroit, Oakland, Atlanta, and then I have a few others here. I have a Metropolitan Stadium. Man, I have so many blank cards now. I used a few of them for the basketball game, but yeah, I suppose I could corner them and make my own teams at this point, right? I get so many of them. Kilkenny. I didn't know that was a real name. I know Kilkenny's a town, but I didn't know that Kilkenny was a real person here. All right, so there's a few more. National League. Tiger Stadium. Another blank. I do. I must have 100 blanks. Frank White, 23 years old. It's funny how some of these guys that I remember are very, very young. Jim Magnuson. I wonder if he's related to Keith Magnuson. And now we have combined totals. And we're back to California. Moving along pretty good here. Moving along pretty good. More National League. And then I got a Wrigley Field. A Wrigley for Quigley. All right, I'm going to take a big stack. 2 big stacks left. Willie Mays plays for the Mets. Well, I will have to check that out when I get there. These are all national. And then I get to my combined totals. Boy, there's a lot of combined totals here. A lot more than I would think in 73. And then we get more national. Then the Astrodome. You know we're going to be playing some Astrodome games. When did the Astrodome open? Did Houston always play in the Astrodome? Let me ask you that. Did Houston always play in the Astrodome? Because I don't remember. I know it was early 70s, but I don't remember if they played their entire time in the Astrodome. Gaylord Perry, 35 and 73, huh? Wow. Raleigh Fingers. Oh, the 73 A's are going to be fun to play. They are going to be fun. Dusty Baker. We'll get to him. We'll get to Dusty Baker. We will get to Dusty Baker. And then we're back to our combined totals. All right, only a handful there. I still got a pretty decent stack of combined totals. And then I have Candlestick at Arlington Stadium. And then my last big pile here, and boy, I'm getting caught. The Astro opened in 65. Okay. Bernie Cabo was with St. Louis, huh? Yeah, look at this. This is the stack of combined cards that I got. I mean, that's a lot of guys that played on 2 different teams. I guess they moved around in the 70s. I didn't know they did, but they did. And Veterans Stadium. Back to Baltimore, Boston, California, Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit. Hal McRae, he was 28. I didn't realize he was in his 30s when I started to follow him. Jim Cat, Minnesota, 35. Catfish Hunter with Oakland. You know I'm going to be playing some Oakland, right? All right, and this is the end. Oh, no, I still got this pile here. I thought, Cecil Cooper. I like Cecil Cooper. Mickey Rivers with California. I remember I was playing against him in APA baseball in the Master Edition. His arm was so bad. Lou Piniella with Kansas City, really, at 30 years old. Wow. His arm was not that good, so I was running every single time when I was learning APA Master, just because it was somewhat easy to run on him. Dwight Evans, no, but Mickey Rivers, yeah, you would run on him. All right, so some more totals here. And now we should be wrapping up the American League here in just a minute. County Stadium. It's nice seeing that the stadiums they play at in 73 because there's so many new stadiums now. And so now we have more national here. National. Yep, and then we have combined totals. Now we're back to oh, look at that card. Woo! Mike Jackson of Cleveland. Oh, he only played one game, and he pitched .2 innings. So this is somebody you really can't use him. I mean, you could, but that'd be so cheating if you just put him in for more than an inning. You know what I mean? He's just going to get everybody out. So again, honor system, folks, honor system. Even I know that. All right, so this is the last pile here, and then we'll go through them, and then that'll get me into bed at a normal hour tonight. Alrighty, and then we have combined totals. And back to California, and that will wrap up the American League here. Yep, with Atlanta here, the last card. All right, so that is that. So I think I can probably take off my gloves now since I'm more than halfway through the stack, and the rest should go pretty easy. So, well, let's start with some of the American League teams. So we got Chicago. So this is the one I need to go through to make sure I don't have any National League guys in here, right? So we're going to have to do it like this. So a lot of Chicago A. I did all right. They're all A's. All right, so there is your Chicago White Sox. Let's put this over here, and that'll be that. Who do I have up next? Cleveland. I have Cleveland and Milwaukee. I'll do Milwaukee because Milwaukee's right here, right? So we'll kind of zoom in a little bit here. We'll take a look at Milwaukee. 2/3 of an inning. Yeah, that was unbelievable. Storman, Gorman, Thomas. He was 23. Rob Gardner. Don't know him. Just want to make sure I don't have any Minnesotas in here. I was getting dangerously close to the Minnesota pile. And the words are a little bit small here, but I'm doing the best I can to read them with my old eyes. There we go. County Stadium. Again, there's all the points. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. All right, so now I can do Cleveland, which will be right over here. There he is again, Mike Jackson. Look at that card, huh? If I ever created a card for myself, that's the card it would be. You wonder why he didn't pitch more. You know, if he went in and he did that kind of nasty on the mound, I'd be playing him more, but maybe he just got hot at the right time. I don't know. There's Cleveland. So they played at Cleveland Stadium, it looks like. Who else we got now here? We have Texas is right here, so we'll get Texas out of the way. You can hear how thick those cards are, right? That's how thick they are. If you've never ordered a payoff pitch set of card, you need to get one set just to see it. Really, just to see what the set is. And just making sure they're all Texas. Oh, Epstein. He's still alive? Bad joke. Oh, here's another guy. Schellenbach. 1.2 innings. And 3 strikeouts. And yeah. So, there's another guy that you wonder if when you're going to bring him in. Toby Hara. Jim Mason. So they played in Arlington Stadium. Very nice. So we got a few put away here. So far, no mistakes. We got Candlestick, and then we have the Astrodome, and then we have Wrigley, and now we have Tiger Stadium. So that'll be the Detroits. We'll take a look at Detroit. Right, Tiger Stadium. Lemanchik. Detroit, Detroit, Detroit. Norm Cash. Mickey Stanley. And we're getting there. Mickey Lolich. A lot of Mickeys on that team. Hey, Mickey, right? Hey, Mickey. You think they're so fine? Did they blow your mind? Hey, Mickey. And what else do we have here? So we have Minnesota's. Minnesota. Phil Roof. Phil Roof, 32 years old. Phil Roof. Be kind of neat if I could just put him in the machine and went chunk, and he took the corners off while I was doing this. That'd be great. But it's not how it works. So these will be as needed. As I pull them out to play, I'll clip them. It's just so much easier to play with them clips. So I'll take the. It'll probably take me 5 minutes to clip a baseball team, maybe less. I was doing basketball in a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and there's 3 times as many. So yeah, it wouldn't be unfair to say I could probably do a baseball team in 5 minutes. Now we have Memorial Stadium with Baltimore. Oh, here's a guy for Oakland. Oh, here's another guy here, Sergio Robles. He had 13 at bats. He can get a single and a walk, and that's about it. Everything against lefties, he's pretty much out. So he's a righty hitter. He was at bat one time and he walked against a lefty. But that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get accuracy. You want accuracy, you're gonna get it. He's not gonna do anything he didn't do in real life. Then again, it's such a small sample size. But it is fun seeing those onesie twosie cards, and just it's like the goalies. There's a couple of goalies in Hockey Bones that you can't score on because they're the emergency goalies. They didn't let up a goal, and so you might put them in late in the game if by chance both goalies get hurt. But you wouldn't want to play them normally because they would get shelled. They wouldn't be giving up 0 goals. They'd be getting destroyed. All right, let's do the Royals. Kansas City's right here. So we have Carl Taylor, Lou Piniella, Hal McRae. So like Hal McRae. Look at this guy. Look at the patience on this guy, huh? 7 games. 7 games. Buck Martinez. Paul Splitoff. Amos Otis. He's got some great cookies, right? They're famous. Freddie Patek. Burgermeister. John Mayberry. All right, Doug Bird. And we look pretty good here for Kansas City. Dick Drago with Kansas City. And George Brett was 20 years old. Didn't he spend? I think he spent his whole career with Kansas City, right? Is that what I'm guessing? So there we go. So George Brett. Not many left for the American League. We do have California. Oh, by the way, Joe is heading out to play, and I caught him before he left. I think he's going to bring my San Diego sales team card. Remember when I unboxed the ABA? Yeah, the ABA set. I didn't have the sales team card. I looked everywhere. Went through the whole thing 3 times. So he says, well, I'll throw it in the mail. Then he forgot. And then I said, "Hey, you going to play?" I says, "Just bring it to play." So he's going to bring it to play. So he's going to deliver the card to me to play. That's going to be awesome. I'll get a picture of it. Say, what kind of service is this? He goes all the way to Colorado to track me down and give me a team card. That's going to be my story. Christopher comes by. I'm just finishing up here with 1973. My hands are getting dry since I took off the gloves, but I just wanted to get the initial one, give my hands a little bit of relief. So I'm just putting away 1973 because it's the last set sitting here on the desk that I need to put away. As we got the Yankees coming up now. So I want to get this done before I went away to Colorado. And so I think I should get that done, barring anything crazy. A lot of Yankees. The Yankees always had a ton of players. Oh, look at that. Casey Cox, 32. Didn't he play with the Senators? He only played one game, 3 innings. Casey Cox. 5 hits. 3 innings, 5 hits. Not that good. And here we go. And that's the rest of it here. Mel Stottlemyre. I remember Mel Stottlemyre. I've heard that name before. All right, there's a lot of Yankees there. There's a decent amount of Yankees. Just seemed like every year they would have a ton of guys. All right, Fenway Park now. We're going to go to the Boston Red Sox. Yeah, this card is just weird. Oh, I see what they did. So it's range A. So there's a hit, there's the out, and the range is just on both sides, and the errors on both sides. I see what they did. That just looked weird. That card just looked weird to me because I'm used to the other setup. So they just simplified the cards. Is what they did. But there's a lot of guys in the 73 team. I'm not aware of. 33 years old, Louis Tiant. Yeah, there's a ton of guys that I don't know. I know some of them. Oh, here's another guy. 2 innings pitched. Sonny Siebert, 5 hits. A lot of toughs, though. 5 strikeouts in 2.1 innings. But he did give up 5 hits. Interesting if I ever get him on the table. It would be fun. And then you got Yaz and Rico. Those guys, of course, we know. And the last team will be the Oakland A's here in the American League. And then we'll flip together the National real quick, and we shall be done. I like to go through this one last time, because if there's a guy stuck in here that's not supposed to be there, you'll never find him. We're going to be playing some A's games for sure, so I'll have to corner these guys. Reggie Jackson, absolutely. Ray Foss. Manny Trio. Was he the guy on Hollywood Squares? Paul Lindblad? Glenn Abbott. Well, here's another guy that doesn't have a lot going on in his card. Joe Rudy, Billy North, Vita Blue, and Mike Andrews, and that will call it a day. What was the guy in? Oh, yeah, this guy. Look at this guy's card. 0 at bats. Steals. He must have been a pinch runner, because all he can do is get a walk on a 1. So yeah, he's a pinch runner. He didn't take any at bats. That's interesting. It's interesting that you card a guy that never had an at bat, but he's a pinch runner. So when would he be even in the game? You would never have him hit, but so he'd be taking up a spot on the bench, right? Right? Is what I'm hearing. All right, so now let's go. Now these are not going to be alphabetical, unfortunately. So we have. I'll zoom out a little bit here. So we have Atlanta, Chicago, Cincinnati, Houston, Los Angeles, Montreal, New York. Now I know we have a lot of. Maybe I'll just go 4 across. I know we have a lot of S's. And we get 2 P's. Then we have San Diego, San Francisco, and St. Louis. So does that look like it's right? Is there any team that I'm missing right now? Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Diego. I think that might be all of them. I think I would have seen the other card by now. St. Louis, Atlanta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Were there 11 teams? Yeah, I think by now I would have seen a 12th team. I don't know who it would be. Pepe Frias. Richie Zisk. Bernie Cabo is St. Louis. That's kind of weird. I don't remember Bernie Cabo. Al Haraboski. I do not remember Bernie Cabo being over there, but then again, that was before my time. And Pedro Borbon now hitting Manny Mota. I can hear Joe Garagiola in my head. Now here's Pedro Borbon. I can hear in my head. It's not a bad thing necessarily. So I have 12. Oh, I think you're right. Yep, you're right. My math was bad. Nice job. All right, so is that right? 12 teams. I haven't found any other teams yet. I think by now I would have had somebody come up on a different team. Oh boy. That's Philadelphia, not New York. I'll be going through them again. Bake McBride. I have his baseball card somewhere. Bake McBride. Tommy John. Lou Brock. Stealing is a 7. His run is a 7. Yeah, he's going to take off. How many stolen bases? 70 stolen bases. Oh, yeah. Lou Brock's going to be fun to play, that's for sure. Lou Brock. My hand's getting dry again. Rick Monday. There we go. Shake and Bake McBride. Was that what it was? I guess that'd be a good one. I like Downtown Freddie Brown. I was playing basketball. Downtown Freddie Brown. That was kind of fun. Doc Ellis. All right, last couple of piles here. I'm going to split this one in half. If you take too big of a pile, you get all the corners hitting you at once. Here we go. Davy Loops. Mike Lum. There was a restaurant around here called Lum's, and every time I saw Mike Lum, it made me think about that restaurant. Don't know what made me think of that. Bill Russell. Alrighty, 1.5 stacks to go. Roos and Gross. Cincinnati, Chicago. Lou Krause. Tommy Lundstedt, don't know him. Pat Corrales, he sounds like a field goal kicker for the 49ers. Jim Longborg. Oh, here's another card. Look at that. Bob Aparaca. One at bat, one game, two walks. Oh, he's a pitcher. Well, that's why he has a lot of walks, right? Tim Foley, Steve Yeager. Didn't he go past the speed of sound? J.R. Richards. Johnny Grubb, 25 years old. Rub-a-dub-dub, it's Johnny Grubb. Deron Johnson, oh my gosh, he went to the Red Sox. He was terrible. At least he's carded terribly on my Red Sox team. And every time he comes up, I'm like, oh no, Deron Johnson's in the game. I can feel my hands drying up. Should have left the gloves on. Pittsburgh, San Diego. Jim Willoughby. I always enjoy seeing the players that are on different teams. Joe Morgan, Cincinnati. He was not on a different team. Although he did go to where did Joe Morgan go? Joe Morgan, Cincinnati for was it the Phillies he went to? Him and Pete Rose, did they go to the Phillies? Dave Winfield, 22 years old. And finally, the last of the small stacks will come over here, and we'll wrap this up here. Let me just grab a quick drink of my root beer. Alrighty, there is that. And we're going back here. So this is it. This is the last of the sorting here. And all my sorting is done after this. And then it just comes down to cornering. Which for the most part right now will be as needed. If I pull out a team, I'll corner them. I don't think I'm going to be getting ahead of it like I was earlier. And I think my wife is home. That's the dog's the wife is home bark. So I will just wrap this up. We'll call it a night. I'm going to get in bed so I can sleep and hopefully get on that plane in the morning. Leaving on a jet plane. And, oh, I forgot one there. There we go. Good thing I found that. Because I would have been bummed without that. And Dave Parker, Christensen. A New York guy here. Montreal, LA, Houston. And it's going pretty quick now. And here we go. All right, so New York, Montreal, LA, Houston, Cincinnati, Chicago, Atlanta, and Atlanta. And that is that. So I got my all dry hands now. So I'm just going to finish putting these away and we'll call it a day. But yeah, thanks for coming by and just sharing a little bit of card time as we kind of sorted out some of these cards, so to speak. And yeah, thanks for coming by. Let me get that up out of the camera range. There we go. And yeah, so the next time I'll be talking to you, I might be out across the country. I don't know if I'll get out live or not. It all depends on the setup out there because I'm not bringing anything except my phone or my iPad, and streaming live is usually terrible with that. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. If not, I'm going to get a lot of footage. We'll get some video and some audio and put them on the shows, and it should be a good time. So if you're out there and you're seeing this, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And everyone else, I'll just report back at what I found at play.con 25. I'm Dave. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.